What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna go through the testing of tension on the Smartstich 15 needle and the 10 needle. If you're new to the channel, my name is Matt. I run a laser engraving business and embroidering business out of this garage. I'm gonna show you what I'm running. So what I used to do on the 15 has now changed because of the updates. So I'm gonna make this video to go through it and show you the 10 needle and the 15 needle. And my guess, wild guess, is the 12 needle is going to be the same as the 15. There is only a little bit of difference, really. I mean, and you can make it so they're the same. So, I'm going to go through, I'm going to show you everything that I'm doing, and maybe I might have a trick or two in there to help you out with some other things. First off, you want one of these. If you don't have one of these, I'll have a link in the description. This will help you a ton. Trust me. And this works for all these machines. So, I'm going to show you bobbin. So you're going to put that bobbin in there, just like so, so it stops. I'm going to take the string, and you're going to leave it through the pigtail. See that it's in the pigtail? Leave it in there, and you go up, and down, and around, and around. There we go. And now to do this, you're just going to pull slow. You can see it's skipping a little. And you'll notice too on some of these plastic ones, there's plastic that sticks out on the end. So I'm a 34. What I found is 35 to 40 on this, the 10 needle, has been key. So this will set back in there. If I'm doing really small font, like really fine little detail work, I'll go up to 40 just because I don't want that bobbin to sneak up in there. So once that's done, then we're going to take the thread and you want to pull it out of the needle, pull out some. We're going to thread it back in the needle and into the foot. There's one little hair at the end. Cut it off. Once you have it through there, you're going to go in between these two rollers, back up and around. So what I like to do is then I like to line up of the corner of the tension gauge to the needle. And then I just slightly pull, and we are reading 97. Just lightly pull. You don't have to pull hard. It's a steady 97. So what I'm finding is 95 to 100 is about where you want everything. Now, some of you guys might think that's a lot. That's 5. You know, that's a lot to exchange. Well, what I found between this one, you can keep everything at 95. It stays perfect. But what I'm noticing is this machine, the 15, it likes to be at 100. For some reason, mine likes 100 and it runs the best at 100. I don't know why, and that's just the way it is. So I leave it run at 100, and the bobbin is at 35. This one, it loves to be in between that 100 and 95, that 97 range. And this is orange, but I have the same with the black. And the black, I'll never get that bobbin to pull back up. So I try to shoot for 95 and between 95 and 100 on this one, and you're good to go. And it's seriously, you guys, it's not rocket science. Sometimes I think people overthink it. The other thing, what I see a lot and hear a lot is people are having issues with thread breaks and they right away go to the tension. A lot of times it's not the tension, it's a needle. These needles are cheap, so don't try to run them forever. I'll switch out, if I have to do like 50 hats, when I'm done with that job, I'll switch out those needles that I use the colors. They're so cheap, and you might as well. If I get 2 thread breaks in a row, I will switch that needle, even if I switched it like 4 or 5 items ago. I'll switch it because sometimes they have burrs in them that just are bad from factory or whatever. So I'll switch the needles, and if I'm still having issues, then I'll stop and I'll do a tension test on the top and the bottom and see where it's at. And if I'm still got issues then then you have to remember, start going through it. Have you done your maintenance? Because if you haven't done your maintenance, then that thing's not being oiled like it should be. So everyone should be doing their maintenance on this. This thing has been pretty solid so far, this 10 needle. I have no complaints whatsoever. And the one thing about this, compared to that one, is you don't change the caps, this piece right here. So the 15 needle, we can change that. But on the 15 needle, they told me now to run it with the cap one in. And honestly, it's been running just fine. It's actually been a little better on the detail stuff. So I leave it in all the time, so I don't switch it no more. The other thing I noticed, and I haven't done it yet on the 10 needle, because I've been trying it, making sure I'm right, I haven't run the cover. And I'm just telling you this because I'm doing it. I'm not telling you, like, don't do it if you don't want to. You could have a chance of something wrapping in there and destroying a garment. What I'm finding is everything I have is pretty well loose and nothing's tight around this. But what I'm finding is I never have buildup on the threads. Now some of you are like, what do you mean with threads? Every time it cuts, you get little pieces of thread. Those little pieces of thread don't always like to fall out, and you always, every time you switch out the bobbin, you want to blow that out so it don't build up. You want all that out. And then what I do is I blow all that out, give it one drop of oil back here, put the bobbin back in. I make sure I blow up my bobbin also, and I haven't been using this for blowing up my bobbin no more. It doesn't have quite the power, but to blow all this out, it's fine. But I've been using this. This has more power for the bobbin, because the bobbin will pick up oil and lint and flint. Now we're starting fires. So I've been doing that, and it's been working a lot better, because you got to have that bobbin clean. If you notice you're getting in your tension, let's say your tension's all right, everything's fine. If you have loops sticking up after it does a run stitch, like a lay down, or it's starting to do like the first bottom layer stitch, run stitch, or whatever it's called, once it does that, if you're getting loops, then that's your bobbin. You pull that out, you take the thread out, and you take that air can and you blow all this out, and you'll be fine. It should run just fine after that. The other thing, people are asking me about foam. So on the 10 needle, we have foam, and on this one, there is no foam. I believe all the machines come with foam now that this sits on. Leave that foam on there. You want that foam on there because the thread's not going to catch the bottom of that spool and stop, which will cause a thread break. Those are the things you want to watch for. The other thing is, if you keep getting thread breaks, look back there. Is it catching on something? You check all that stuff out right away before you just start changing these dials. Once you have this set, this should never change. The only thing that would change would be your bobbin, and that's because of those circles that they come on the plastics. Every once in a while, I've been noticing on mine, I get like a little bump on one, and it'll catch, and it jars it. So what I do now is I have a razor blade, and I just slice that little chunk off, and there's no issues then. So watch for that. Leave that foam on there. You want that. So I'm getting a lot of people asking, what do I think about the 10 needle? So far, it's great. I haven't had any issues. Knock on wood. But I also haven't had too many issues with the 15 needle. The couple that I had, it was because of me. It wasn't because of the machine or anything. The only thing I wish they would have done with the 10 needle is made it the same as the 15 as far as hooking everything up. They like the same, the hat hookup, the same, flats, because then you can use the same stuff. It just makes it easier. That's the only thing I wish on this one. They would have done the same, so then I could have kept it all the same. That's it. Other than that, I like the way they did like the tensioning. There's only these you can mess with. I mean, you can mess with these too, but you don't need to. You just mess with these. Where the 15 needle, you have the top knobs, the bottom knobs, and you don't need all that. You just need to mess with the one, and that's it. Don't start turning everything and flip-flopping everything. They're simple. They're really easy to run, and there's nothing to them. So don't overthink this stuff. The screens also are really nice. The screens are the same basically from this one to this one. There isn't much of a difference, except for the passcode. That's different. But I mean, other than that, it's the same machine. It's just this one's cheaper, less needles. That's my opinion. Take it for what it's worth. If you guys want to know more of this one-on-one stuff and talk to me one-on-one about it, there's a Patreon link. Otherwise, we have a $6 link in there that you can do. It's a FaceTime through Google, and there's a bunch of us that meet, and we're all in one room, and we talk about stuff and talk about business, and it's been helping a lot of people. If you want to do that and come meet me, meet some other cool guys, join on there, and we can talk about all this, and you can ask all the questions you want. If you want one-on-one, there's also classes for that too. Here lately, it's been non-stop hats, and this is a pretty cool logo, I thought, on there with the boot. But it's been great. We've been running a lot of hats in here, and I had to do a couple flats on this one, but I'm switching this one back over to hats because I have a lot more hats coming up. I've been asked for, people have been asking for the patch embroidering. I'll show you. The patch stitching, sorry. Where this goes on a beanie and then it's sewed on. I have that program. My Etsy shop for this channel was shut down. Just complications. Etsy being Etsy. So I think what I'm going to do is just put on my other one and then link that one. But if you're looking for this, my email's in the description. Send me an email and I'll send you this program. It works. So what I do is on the beanie, you're going to sew the beanie first, then you put this on, and then you sew it again. Pretty sure I made a video about it. If I didn't, I'm going to look. And if I didn't, I'll make a video and show you everything. But, yeah, that's basically it. I also have not tried that on a hat yet. A regular, like, baseball hat or Richardson hat. So that'll be coming up soon. I'm going to try it because I have a customer that wants one done. So I'm like, it should work. So we'll see. Those patches I like to use, I cut them out with my laser, and I get them from JDS because they have a sticky back. And you can go to Lone Star, you can do all the other ones, but JDS has, for the price, it's cheaper, where it's enough stick where I push it on there, it's not going to come off, and I can hit go, and it stays there. So I use those, and I just get a sheet of it, and I cut them out to the size. So that's what I like to do. Hope you guys liked the video. If you have any comments or anything you want to know, put comments down in the bottom. Let me know. I'm here. I'll answer them as much as I possibly can. I am hoping this is a weekly thing now for videos. I have a big job coming up for sure, but that one I think is 2 weeks out. It might be a week and a half, but I'm going to record. I want to record that one and show you guys what else I'm doing. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I am growing, and my buddy, I got a new addition, new cleaner. Actually, it's been working out really good because I have her clean at night, and then she cleans up all the thread off the ground. Works out great, and it doesn't get stuck in the wheels. It's a great improvement to the shop. One less person I gotta hire. Glad you guys got to see me again. Bye.